It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm Smiley Ariaga.
And today, we're going to talk about the third AEW show, AEW Collision, that debuted last night, because as we're recording this, it is Sunday morning. So, general thoughts on the show, Smiley?
It was like a wrestling show. So, it was really good. It was really good. I'm hoping that this just, I hope they slowly or just quickly just phase out Rampage and just have Dynamite and Collision, because Rampage is literally just Dynamite 1.5. like
Not even 1.5, I would say.
0.5, like pretty much.
Yeah, I don't care about Rampage at all. But this show was great. It felt like a show that was like equivalent to Dynamite. It felt like a big deal. They got the Elton John song and a lot of stars on the show, but they have to keep that momentum going. They have to always have some sort of star power on the show, because the problem with Rampage is that they started using less stars as time went on. And then when the ratings plummeted, Tony Khan realized, oh, we need stars on here. And then for a little while, the ratings increased a little bit, but then they just kept getting preempted, and then sports competition, and now the show is just a non-factor. It's just a show with good to fine to good wrestling matches. But that's not why I watch wrestling. I don't know about you, but I don't watch wrestling just for fine matches. But anyway, Collision was great. You know, kicked off with CM Punk's promo. What'd you think?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was exactly kind of what I expected from Punk. Like, I wasn't surprised about how good it was. I feel like this show, I know Rampage was marketed as their second show. I truly feel like Collision feels like a second show, because, like, it feels different than Dynamite.
It's SmackDown.
Yeah. Like, it actually, I do appreciate that, unlike Dynamite. Well, I feel like this show has a lot more, like, grounded wrestling, per se, a lot of the matches of tonight, it felt very just grounded. I feel like that's a good word.
Well, we're gonna see Vikingo and Commander on the show.
Oh, well,
definitely.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, it's not gonna be grounded for long. And then Phoenix and Pentagon will definitely be on the show too. So, but yeah, I think to your larger point, it has a different feel already. Yeah, I already feel like the stage setup is different from Dynamite. It's a little bit darker, a little redder, which is kind of cool. But CM Punk's promo, what'd you think?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought I was laughing pretty much the whole time. The guy, he was not playing around at all. He didn't beat around any bush either. He just kind of just went right into it.
He addressed the elephant in the room without actually fully showing us the elephant, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We knew what he was talking about, but he addressed it in a way that he acknowledged something happened. But I think his larger point, he's like, I'm here to take back what's mine, the AEW World title. Right?
Yeah.
And he's also saying to some people in the locker room who has a problem with him, and he had his wrestling boots around his neck, he's like, come try to fill these. And he was saying, I sold out this arena, I sold out that arena, and like he said, stop me while I'm telling lies, and he's right.
No one stopped him.
Yeah.
No one's yet to stop him.
It was like a coup d'etat of AEW, and I loved it. I thought it was great. He's like, I'm taking this over.
You don't notice how since the first time he said stop me when I'm telling lies, no one's been able to stop him? No one's been able to be like, well,
he said he was the truth, and you can't argue with him. Can you argue with him?
No.
You can't. You can't argue with him.
I love the thing
the truth.
I love what he said about, I'm the one bill in a pool full of counterfeit bucks or something.
Oh my God.
I wonder who he was talking about. Do you have any ideas?
I have no idea what he was talking about.
I don't know.
It's like a Robert Frost poem.
Yeah, it was very cryptic. Yeah.
It's like,
I couldn't figure
it out.
It's like
reading Edgar Allan Poe. Quote the Raven nevermore. What's he talking about?
Yo, Raven should come on this show.
Yeah.
Raven.
Wait, you remember he was on AEW a couple years ago?
Oh, yeah, he used to be sitting in a chair. And everyone thought like, ooh, he's going to be Darby Allin's whatever. And it never happened.
I'd love to see that, though.
I know, I'd love to see Raven and Punk. Because seeing Samoa, I think it's insane how seeing Samoa Joe and CM Punk in the same ring after 20 years.
That was crazy.
That was like, I want to see them one-on-one. I really,
they were milking it a little bit. Like, they looked at each other for like a minute or so, and the crowd was like, "What's going on?" And then Kevin Kelly was like, "It's been like what 6,000 or some odd days." He didn't say, "Oh, it's been about 20 years." No, he said 6,800 some odd days that these two haven't been in the ring together. But hopefully we see at least there's gonna be like a trajectory before he gets to the world title, I think. So maybe we'll see CM Punk versus Samoa Joe first. That would be cool on a Collision show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. It's like, this 6-man that they had, like, I usually don't like 6-man, but I love this match. But after watching the 6-man, I'm like, I kind of wish they didn't even touch each other until they had a one-on-one match. Part of me wishes but like, I'm glad that like, I was just happy to see them in the same ring because I thought it would never happen again. Because I thought it was gonna happen when I heard CM Punk was coming back to WWE, and like, oh wait, Samoa Joe's there, and Samoa Joe literally was like, oh, I want to wrestle Punk one more time. And then when Punk came back, it was a talk show. And then that hope got snuffed out, like, immediately. But I'm actually glad to see them actually wrestle again. This was great.
Yeah.
This was excellent.
And some non-CM Punk stuff on the show that I really liked. I thought the Luchasaurus and Wardlow match was pretty good.
That's like one of the best Wardlow matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was great.
Since the cage match with Cody, this is like the best Wardlow match I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the CM Punk match was good too.
Oh,
remember they wrestled? And
Wardlow and Punk?
Yeah, they wrestled on Dynamite. He powerbombed him to death, and then Punk sold, and then I think he won really quick towards the end. I think he like rolled him up or something. I forgot what he did, but it was really good.
Match. Yeah, that was really good.
It was quick, but it was a brilliant quick match. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, like, I pretty much, I don't think there was a single match on this show that I didn't like. That wasn't like, oh wow, like I actually saw different sides of people. Like Luchasaurus being like very like working instead of just like doing his stuff.
He looked like a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually like, oh wow, he actually kind of looks into it because usually I remember when I first saw Luchasaurus, I'm like, oh, this guy looks scary. Then he started doing like cruiserweight stuff, and I'm like,
yeah. So one thing I've been noticing about. Look, if you're a big guy, you do high-flying stuff, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Luchasaurus character when he showed up in AEW, it was like a comedy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that for a little while, because if you saw him being the Elite, he was very comical too. But this is the right next step for the Luchasaurus character. Same with Chris Statlander. She showed up in AEW as an alien, and the alien thing got over, but like that wasn't going to last. And I think her getting injured was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because now her character is reformed, and she's just Chris Statlander now. She's a human now.
I've always thought that, there's no more one finger shit. I always thought that Chris Statlander, like, was very talented, but I always thought, okay, well, she's doing a lot of moves, and she can do them well, but this version of Chris Statlander we're seeing is, like, working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that match she had with Sky Blue, I'm like, what? I used to think Sky Blue was like, oh, whatever. But that match she had with Sky Blue was like very good. And also, didn't she also wrestle the week before? Was it Ruby Soho or who?
Sky Blue?
Yeah,
she wrestled Toni Storm.
Yes. Statlander wrestled.
Oh no! You talking about Statlander?
Yeah, Statlander's first match back when after she won the TBS title.
After she won the TBS title?
Yeah, her first match back on Dynamite. Who was it? Was it against Sky Blue or someone else?
I don't remember.
But I just noticed that like Statlander like got a lot smarter, or maybe like I can tell she was definitely like trained by Pat Buck. That was she's great.
She's great.
I want to see her more on the show too.
And I really like Buddy Murphy and Andrade.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was excellent.
That was awesome. I always liked Buddy Murphy. I know he uses Buddy WWE like they took away his last name. But,
yeah.
Here he was excellent.
Yeah, and the crowd really liked Andrade.
Yeah.
And when he showed up in AEW, he kind of got a lukewarm reaction, and he had some really good matches in the ring in AEW, but he was never in like a really like hot or interesting program in AEW. So I felt like people really couldn't connect to him. But then he showed up here at the United Center, and he was so over. I saw the Mexican flag on the front row. They were saying "Welcome back."
Yeah,
he was never this over in WWE.
No, well, he hasn't been this over since NXT. NXT was pretty over. Like, he was having those matches with Johnny Gargano,
and he had that act with Selena Vega, which is
it was perfect.
It was brilliant.
That was perfect.
Great. Yeah, I think this is probably the biggest he's been maybe since he was in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this was really good. This was a really good show, and it flew by too. It was a 2-hour show, and by like 9 o'clock, I'm like, oh my god, we're just getting started.
When it was 9:30, I'm like, oh yeah, well we got a while to the main event. And I look at the clock, it's 9:30. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow, damn. We're actually it was so smooth. Oh my god, like that's what this show was everything I like in a wrestling show.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, like nothing that made me go fuck.
I love the Acclaim segment too. What'd you think? Of that?
I used to like, I used to be annoyed with the Acclaim because I thought, I used to think it was minstrel. I took those words back a long time ago, but man, like these guys are awesome. These guys are. I love Anthony Bow. I adore Anthony Bounds, and Max Caster has grown so much more on me.
Yeah,
like.
And it's an act that's two people that look like us, and they're super charismatic. They're really good in the ring. They're the full package to me.
That line about Trump hiding documents.
Oh, great! I look forward to Max Caster's raps every week. Every time he's on, he's one of the characters on AEW that when they have a segment, you want to see it. MJF, CM Punk, especially, like those are the kind of guys. When certain guys are wrestling each other, it's like AEW has that. Like they have guys and girls that when they're wrestling, you want to see, and then they have guys and girls when they're just talking, you want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was really good. The Scissor Me stuff. I mean,
yeah, I love them.
It could be hard to explain to some people who don't watch wrestling, but the crowd and everybody loves this stuff. It's very silly, but it's super over. It's like Suck It now.
Well, pretty much. I'd rather the Sesame stuff than Suck It. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather, even as a kid when we used to say Suck It, when I thought about it, I'm like, they're saying Suck It live on TV and like children in the audience.
When I was in first grade, I did Suck It to a gym teacher, and I got sent to the principal's office. I think they called my parents. I think they called Dad, but I think Dad knew what it was. He's like, oh,
come on.
I showed him WWF. Whoops.
Sir, what is going on at home? What is going on at home at this house?
He's telling us this stuff.
But
think about it. When you think about I actually prefer the Scissor Me stuff. I think that, because. Think about it. Triple H was telling people, "Let's get ready to suck it." I'm like, "What?"
Now, like doing the queer version of it, which I'm more than here for. I'm more than happy.
Yeah, exactly. And you have Anthony Bowens, who is queer too. That's great too. Like you have a queer act that's like not almost.
And they're getting over a queer thing on a T-shirt, on a wrestling T-shirt.
Exactly.
I made a stupid joke about it last night, but it is kind of cool that they did that.
It's perfect for Pride, and it's perfect just in general. It's great. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. This Acclaim stuff is feel good wrestling TV. It's exactly what I love from wrestling.
And this was a show full of people who who are good promos.
Yeah.
Like the 6-man tag last night. Everyone in that match was a good promo. Juice Robinson, what's his name? Jay White. Yeah. Samoa Joe, FTR, and Punk. All of them. All these guys are also good wrestlers, but they all can talk too.
And the one thing you said, this show it had a lot more traditional wrestling, which is true. But then you have the Acclaim, who is not a traditional wrestling act. And then you have but
they are. You're right. Yeah, they're not a traditional wrestling act, but in the ring, these guys
nothing about them is traditional.
But the thing is, of course, they're definitely different. But Anthony Bowens and Max Caster are good workers.
They're good workers, but they have an unconventional act.
Yes, exactly.
The one guy raps to the ring, and the other guy says "scissor me," and it's very weird. It's unorthodox.
Yeah,
but it works.
That's the kind of weird I don't mind. That's the kind of weird I don't mind at all.
Yeah, you don't want to be Bray Wyatt weird. That's
You don't want to be Bray Wyatt where you're weird, but you can't wrestle.
Yeah, exactly. But the one thing about the main event that I really liked is that it was a traditional match, and they paced it very well. It started off really simple and slow. They're not doing a lot of crazy stuff, and then the end it had a massive crescendo, and the crowd they were hooked right in. They were along for the whole ride. Yeah, they were along for the whole ride. It was masterful. I would go out of my way to see this entire show. Like, block out like an hour and a half of your day and watch this show. It is excellent. I hope they keep this up week to week.
And I'm not generalizing Dynamite, but there are times in Dynamite where I see certain matches and I get taken out of them very quickly because they shoot their load very early. They do a bunch of crazy stuff, and then by the end, it's like they don't know what to do.
Here, I feel like in a Vikingo and a Young Bucks match, I feel like they start crazy, and then they get crazier somehow. Like, usually, okay, yeah, the guy would do their high spot in the beginning and they shoot their load or whatever. But no, not because those guys, like, I saw, like, that Vikingo and Commander match from WrestleMania Weekend at Ring of Honor. They started crazy, and then they got crazier towards the end, and the crowd was still hooked in.
I kind of like Vikingo. I kind of like Vikingo more because like Vikingo gets crazier. Sometimes Young Bucks matches they get like just wacky to me at least. Like yeah, they go to crazy to wacky to insane. That's the scale of a Young Bucks match. I mean, like, my favorite. I feel like the most grounded Young Bucks match was when they faced, other than like Kenny and when they fought Kenny and Hangman, was when they fought Kenny and Ibushi. Those two matches.
That match was crazy. That was not grounded. No, I mean, on a Young Bucks scale, like that match was insane.
No, but it was like I wasn't taken out of it. Like the story of the match, along with everything they were doing. Like that was the last time I watched the Young Bucks match. I'm like, I love the story of this match. You know what I mean? Like
the Revolution tag match.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that
was crazy, but that was pretty.
And the FTR matches.
Yeah, the FTR matches were good.
Yeah,
too. But Collision is great, and hopefully they keep it up. Okay, so now let's talk about Forbidden Door, which is happening in next week, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, as we're recording this, it's actually like today.
What's this about Sonata fighting Jungle Boy?
What?
What's this about Sonata wrestling Jungle Boy?
So, Sonata issued an open challenge for the IWGP Championship, and Jungle Boy accepted. Great.
Wait, Sonata challenged...
No. He issued an open challenge.
Oh.
And Jungle Boy took him up on that challenge.
Was there no one else who could have done that? Yeah, no one else there.
My thing is, it's like, okay, nobody. Like, from a political standpoint, you have someone that Sonata can beat. But from a marquee standpoint, this is not a match I would pay to see. It's not.
No,
it isn't.
I remember when you told me about this match, I was annoyed because oh wait, yeah, Sonata, kind of deserves better. But then I remember, wait, he's the world champion, which literally reaffirmed that even more. What I felt, I'm like, oh god, like this is what you have for the IWGP World Champion.
Yeah, there's so many other things you could have done here.
Like when Okada, like last year when Okada was world champion, right?
Yeah,
he was in that 4-way. I hate multi-man matches, but at least okay, he's in there with 3 other guys who are on his level.
Yeah,
fine. But this is like, no offense to Jungle Boy.
It's just someone Sonata can beat, but it's not something I pay to see.
No,
it's just not. Like, look,
I'd rather Eddie Kingston.
I'd rather Mark Briscoe. Anyone.
Yo, that would be awesome.
You can literally do anyone. Let's go through the AEW roster. And then somebody Christian.
Is Mark Briscoe finally
Luchasaurus?
done?
Anyone?
Is
no,
Christian.
Yeah, Christian. Okay.
No, but like, is Mark Briscoe done with the whole? No, he's got to wrestle Jeff Jarrett again, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, he's not done with them. Oh my god.
We'll see what happens. Okay, let's go through the card so far. Right, we have Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay 2.
Oh, okay.
The IWGP US Heavyweight. I don't know if you didn't see the first one.
I did.
You did.
It was awesome. Yeah.
This match,
best Will Ospreay match I've ever seen.
Yes, best Will Ospreay match I've ever seen. And I think I've said this before when I first saw it. If anybody who doesn't watch wrestling and they want to get into wrestling, and they want to see today's wrestling, like what's happening now. If someone came up to me like, "What's happening in wrestling now?" That I should. This is one of the first matches I would show them. I would show them this, and if they have the patience to sit through an hour match, I would show them MJF and Bryan Danielson. I would show them that. Or Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson from...
Yeah, or... Yeah.
But this match between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, at Wrestle Kingdom, it was a lot of drama, a lot of good storytelling. Yeah, there was a lot of, Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay stuff, a lot of, high-flying wackiness.
But then Kenny Omega does it, like, he carries it differently.
Yeah, but no, it's not a criticism.
No, of course not.
They had it there. What both of those guys do best from, like, a physical standpoint was there. But most of this match was drama and story. That was most of that match at Wrestle Kingdom. So hopefully they bring that energy back to this one, because that was one of the best matches all year, and they have a lot to live up to for this one.
When I see Kenny Omega carries it differently, it's like Kenny Omega, like he does a lot. He does stuff that like other people try to do, but he makes it actually look like spectacular and like, oh wow, holy shit, that looks really good. Like whereas I see certain other people do it, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah. Why would you do that right there? Why would you? It didn't feel. I didn't feel like that.
That's happened in previous Will Ospreay matches, like his match with Okada. What was it? It was like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was a G1, wasn't it?
Was it?
Wasn't it G1 they wrestled?
I don't know. Maybe it was Dominion or something like that. He did a moonsault off of like a lighting rig. And he just got right back up and walked to the ring. Like,
that's why I hate Will Ospreay's matches.
God, damn it!
But I didn't see.
I was taken out of the match.
I didn't see too much of that in the Kenny Omega match.
No, not at all.
That's because Kenny Omega's, like I said, he carries it differently.
Everything mattered in that match.
Yeah,
And the thing about this card so far is there's a few matches that I have never seen before that I want to see. Bryan Danielson and Okada.
You see, that's like a okay. If you're talking to me about a pay-per-view where two companies are merging, that's the kind of match that match makes perfect sense for this.
This is box office.
Or like Eddie Kingston wrestled Ishii.
Yeah.
Or have that again on.
And then he wrestled Bryan Danielson wrestled Minoru Suzuki, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, that was on Dynamite. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
that was great. Yeah,
it was really good. So I love that promo that Danielson cut.
He's hiking
in the desert, and he's hiking. He's like, out here, there's no rain. What did he say?
There's no rain or something like that. I don't know. He was probably talking about he didn't have weather resistant clothing.
The fucking desert or something like that. Yeah, he was on one. This Bryan Danielson is dangerous. Because
okay, now I get what you're saying. Yeah, okay, now I get that. There's no rain
here
because Okada's the rainmaker.
He's the rainmaker.
I'm like, wait a minute. Oh,
he said it crazier. He said it like in a way that's like, oh, he's gonna kill you. But man, I can't wait to see this. Another match that's never happened before. That's very unorthodox, but I'm really curious to see is MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW title.
Yeah, you see, I'm very, very much looking forward to that.
Because Tanahashi is a legend. He's a superstar. He's one of the best babyface workers probably that's ever been, and he puts over guys a lot. Like he wrestled Zack Sabre Jr. And he put him over a lot, and he made him look great. And Zack Sabre Jr.'s his profile is raised. So this is a great match for MJF to have. Like, this will definitely put MJF on another level.
A friend of ours pointed this out a little while ago. Tanahashi's one of the only guys who sells his own dives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah, when he does a dive, like, he'll lie on the floor with, oh, that hurt my body.
Yeah.
It makes you look like, oh, wow, that actually looks like a high-risk maneuver.
You know who's the young guy that's coming from the school of Tanahashi as far as, selling and just being a great come-from-behind babyface? It's Kento Miyahara.
Yeah.
Remember that? Did you see that match he had with Jake Lee last year?
No, I don't think
in All
Japan?
Think so. Oh, man. That's like babyface 101 to me. Like, he's the future as far as, and the present of, babyface workers.
Wait, even though Buddy Murphy's a heel...
Yeah.
The way he was selling his goddamn knee last night,
yeah,
I feel like I never see shit like that a lot on Dynamite.
Yeah. And then there's Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh.
For the international title. I think that's great. That's a good matchup. To me.
Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yeah, because Orange Cassidy can work with anyone. He can literally work with anybody. And
he does work with everybody.
It's a styles clash that makes sense because Zack Sabre Jr. is hold for hold. He's catch as catch can. He'll twist you up, he'll tie you up, but Orange Cassidy is high flying, fast paced. I think this will be a great dynamic.
Fine.
This will be a great. I can't wait for that.
I guess that's fine because Danielson's already if there's any guy at a crossover show, I'd want Wrestling Sabre Jr. as Danielson.
Yeah.
But Danielson's already wrestling Okada, so
yeah.
Orange Cassidy, all right. I'll Zack Sabre Jr. squeezes the juice out of you.
Yeah,
that'll be nice to see.
This will be a good. That'll be really good. And
I didn't know that.
If Zack Sabre Jr. wins, he can come to Dynamite more and defend it and everything like that. That'd be really good.
He should take that title away from him.
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah,
you already got Kenny having one of New Japan's titles. Why not have Sabre have one of their titles?
Why not? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Money in the Bank. WWE.
What's going on with Money in the Bank?
That's like the week after. 4th of July weekend. Okay, here we go.
The briefcase show.
Yeah, the briefcase show. for the men's briefcase. The one thing I would say about this show is that they're doing one men's briefcase and one women's because they have a lot of.
Don't they do that? They've been doing that for the past few years.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that they have more belts now.
Oh,
right.
God.
So they have the World Heavyweight Championship and the Universal Undisputed title. Then they have the Women's World title, and then the whatever the other one is, the Raw Women's title. Yeah.
No, I think it's the Women's WWE title, Women's World. Jesus fucking.
Whatever it is. Well, okay. At least not the blue and red belt anymore.
But it's the white and white belt.
Whatever. No, I'm just saying. There's one. There's. My larger point is that they have one briefcase per gender. One briefcase per gender.
Fuck.
Right. Okay, here's the men's one. The men's one is Ricochet, Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch.
Ricochet should have been in a fucking ladder match.
He's done. Yeah.
Ricochet
and Damian Priest. Ricochet should be in a ladder match.
No, but the fucking idiot's not gonna go to the top of the ladder.
He's gonna do wacky stuff. Yes, that's why he's in the match.
No,
that's exactly why he's in the match.
He's the kind of guy that like he'll climb to the top of the ladder and like go for the belt. And they're like, you know what?
He's gonna do
I'm not gonna go
something
for the belt.
wacky.
I'm just gonna jump off the.
That's why he's gonna do it.
I hate him.
That's why he's there.
So much.
That's why he's there. He's gonna do a 740.
I hope they have paramedics.
I can't wait for that match.
Wait a minute.
I can't wait for that.
Ricochet should make an entrance. He should come out of the ambulance so we can, leave on the same way.
Listen, the one thing I would say about this one is like, this is kind of anybody's ball game. This is more of like new guys. It's not like it's John Cena versus Roman Reigns versus people that already had the belt 10 times.
Brock Lesnar.
It's kind of interesting.
Wait, wasn't Brock Lesnar in the Money in the Bank last year?
Yeah, it was 4 years ago.
Didn't he win the money?
It was 2019. That was briefcase Brock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the match. He just climbed up
God.
and won. Yeah. Okay, but so who do you think?
again.
Who thinks gonna win this one?
You should give it to LA Knight. LA Knight is like
the Money in the Bank briefcase to win a world championship. LA Knight.
I mean, who else in the match again?
Okay, so you have Ricochet, Nakamura, Santos Escobar, Butch, and Damian Priest.
I mean, okay, maybe, probably. I guess I say LA Knight because he'll seem like a good heel that can carry it. Santos Escobar, sure. Or Damian Priest. Damian Priest is still a heel, right?
I think a heel should carry this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. LA Knight, like, is it like?
I give it to Judgment Day because like Judgment Day is kind of like on a roll.
Well, there are the top heel faction in WWE right now.
Because you have Rhea as the women's champion.
Yeah.
And having Damian Priest, he's a new guy.
He is getting momentum.
Yeah.
So.
Like,
but they gotta commit. Like I always hated that thing where like a guy wins the briefcase and they realize, wait a minute, we made the bad decision. So like,
it's either him or Nakamura.
Nakamura?
Yeah, but more so like Damian Priest. You got to do it for like a younger guy. So I would say Damian Priest.
I mean, I wouldn't really say no.
Heel.
I wouldn't say no to Nakamura either.
I wouldn't say no to that either. But I think if you're thinking about the future, either Damian Priest or even Santos Escobar. But I would put it on a heel.
I would say that I say this all the time about like, cause they never. You know how when if they give the Money in the Bank if they give the briefcase to a babyface, they still have the babyface do a run-in and cash in the title, which I think is a very heel thing. Like, RVD, he's the only sensical... That was the only babyface who held the Money in the Bank that did it sensically. Okay, I'm not a chicken shit like Edge. I'm gonna cash this shit in for a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
1, it makes more sense for a babyface. 2, you can have a segment where you make it look professional. Like, I'm coming in, I'm cashing in for a world title match. You bring the briefcase to the contract signing.
Yeah.
That makes I don't know. It just looks more professional to me if you're gonna. And I think they should do it for heels too, because I'm kind of sick of the same Money in the Bank shit. Like, we're gonna run it at the end of the match because
Yeah.
Edge did it, I guess.
I'm sick of that. I'm definitely sick of that.
I'm sick of that shit. Like, make it look more professional, for fuck's sake.
Let's move on to the women's one. We have Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bayley or Shotzi, because Bayley is putting her position on the line on SmackDown. And Io Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, or Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus in the Money in the Bank line match?
Yeah. But it says here Raquel or Trish.
Oh, because they're probably going to wrestle and see who.
So maybe Trish is going to get in there.
I guess give it to Trish because, you know.
I mean, the champion, you got Asuka, and then you have Rhea. So you have two heels that are champion.
Would it be jumping the gun to say Charlotte since we know that they're probably going to give the fucking Asuka's belt to Charlotte?
Oh, God.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
Well, they have two. Well, okay, let's say, like, I have a feeling maybe Becky should win this one.
Becky? I mean, WWE would probably have Trish screw Becky out of the match or vice versa.
Yeah, that could happen.
To further their feud?
Yeah, you could do that. Or you could put it on like a Zelina Vega or something.
Zelina Vega getting the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
No, yeah, that would, that would help with her momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to all Hispanic people. I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck it.
Two Boricuas having the Money in the Bank. That would be cool. That'd be good story to tell. They could hold it off to the next Puerto Rico pay-per-view. Okay, here's a match I'm not looking forward to. Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio. I mean, I understand Brock's not going to be on every show.
Oh, God.
But, man, this is just like... This is the equivalent... This is the WWE equivalent of Jungle Boy versus Sonata.
Here's the thing. Unlike Jungle Boy, Dominic has some sort of personality.
He does.
Unlike Jungle Boy.
Yeah, he does.
Jungle Boy
I just don't think Cody should be wrestling him now. Dominic should be wrestling other guys to elevate him more. I mean, wrestling Cody...
Do you have to... Here's the thing. If Brock doesn't have to wrestle, why should Cody?
Dominic should be wrestling like a Braun Breaker or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he shouldn't be...
So, but Cody's going to win this one.
Yeah, of course he is.
They should be doing a better job of protecting Dominic. I understand he'll get a nice rub here, but like he shouldn't be wrestling Cody right now.
No.
You know? Dominic shouldn't be a stopgap for somebody.
No, right exactly. I would say since Cody's arm is healing, why not have him off the show?
Yeah, he doesn't need to be on the show.
Or like at least have him cut a promo on Brock during the show rather than having
Brock. You can have a segment between Brock and Cody on the show.
If you want to protect Cody, protect Cody too, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Oh, here's a match I'm really looking forward to. Seth Rollins and Finn for the world title.
Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, that... In what world would that be a bad match?
Yeah, these guys can have a good match in their sleep.
Yeah.
They work so well together.
It can come in the ring with sleeping mask on. Right,
did you see their promo segment on Monday?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
It was very good. They did a callback to their first match for the first Universal title.
Oh, yeah, when Finn popped his own arm back
Finn is still he's salty over the fact that you fucked me up. You broke my arm. Like,
you couldn't work back then, so I fucked my arm.
But to that end, Seth was like, I am a much better me than I am.
No, he is.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot anymore, Finn.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a geek anymore.
He's like, I've been improving, but you've just been whining about this. This is great. I can't wait for this. I'm really excited about this. From a in-ring standpoint and a storytelling perspective, too. Good stuff here.
Finn's dressed like Ganon, the Demon King.
And now, the best storyline in all of WWE. We have the Bloodline. We have Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. This is going to be unbelievable.
I like the idea of the main event being... I like the idea of a traditional tag team match being a main event for the show.
Yeah, even though it's not for a belt. It's just all story.
Oh, wait, the Dime titles? Wait, what is it?
Sami Zayn and KO.
Oh, they're wrestling those nothings, right?
Yeah, they're wrestling the Pretty Deadly. Oh, God.
That's a cheap heat match.
I'm sorry.
Oh, who are the guys that no one wants to see?
I would have held off. I would have done Imperium versus Sami and Kevin at this show.
Oh, my God.
They blew the load on Raw.
Just like Cody is why are you doing this to him? Why are you doing this to Sami and Kevin? What are they doing?
Again, there's so much other things you could do, but whatever. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But for this show, if you really want to make the World Heavyweight Championship something or on an equal level as Roman's title, Seth and Finn has to close the show. Yes, the Bloodline storyline is the biggest thing and is bigger than all the titles on the show.
No, I think
I understand.
I think Seth and Finn could.
But you just released. If you didn't reveal this new title, then I would say the Bloodline match to close the show. But like, I don't know. I'm conflicted because you want to make the belt, on an equal playing field to Roman.
You don't want to just because right now a lot of people call it the second IC title. Right?
That's not good.
It's hard to disagree with that.
No, that's not good.
It's really hard to disagree with that.
But we watched last week's SmackDown because as we're recording this, it's Sunday, and that SmackDown was hard to get through. And it was a 2-hour show, and I'm glad I sat through this whole show because that closing segment when Jay was deciding whether he's going to go with Roman or go with his brother. And the way they did that was excellent.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was
it
really
was
good.
so good. So I'm glad that, Jimmy's with Jay and the Usos are the Usos. And this is like, they've been milking this for 3 years. Because Jimmy was always skeptical of Roman. He didn't like the way Roman was treating him. And they've been telling that story for 3 years.
No, you remember? You remember that goofy Hell in the Cell match when Roman threw the steps in the ring and it didn't go in the ring.
I wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah,
but
the end of that, even the end of that, when Jimmy limped to the ring and told Roman to stop beating up Jay. Yeah, so yeah, it kind of it does feel like it's coming full circle now.
Yeah, I'm glad to say there's a lot of things happening in wrestling right now that are interesting, both on AEW and WWE's part, because Summer is usually kind of like whatever, but at least before AEW started, Summer was like, eh.
Hey, Summer of Punk Part 2.
There you go. Summer of Punk, Summer of Jay, Summer of Seth, Summer of Cody, Summer of Summers. Anyway, it's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm Smiley Ariaga.
And you can follow us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram at Wrestling Caucus, Instagram at The Wrestling Caucus, Twitter at Wrestling Caucus. And let's go watch some wrestling, I guess.